Hey, what's going on everyone? Moose here, and today I am doing a second video on the Black Aces S4 Tactical, and that is to help out, I believe it's, hold on a second, I want to get this right, but I had a one of my viewers reach out, SecDirect 700, asked if we could do a breakdown of the bolt carrier group. And he can't figure out how to take it apart, so we are going to cover that. So I've gone ahead and removed the bolt carrier group from the gun itself, leaving us with the bolt carrier itself, right? So how we're going to do this is there is a pin right here, and we are going to compress the bolt face back in and then push down a little bit on the firing pin right here in the back, just using our thumb. Doesn't have to go all the way. I have to use pliers to get this pin out. It does not seem to want to just come out by hand, which is probably a good thing. But just a normal set of, like, these are linesman pliers, whatever. Just a good grip on there. Keeping in mind that the whole time keep pressure on this, because if you just let go, this is under spring tension, it will go flying. So just let it out real easy. There you go. And then from there, we can pull the firing pin and the spring out. At this point, there is a this is your firing pin guide, I guess you could call it. You can just turn that over and it will fall right out. Keeping in mind that when you put this back in, this line, this is not a flathead screwdriver. This line dictates the hole in the retainer here, right? So if we put this in like this and we turn this to a different angle, you won't be able to get the firing pin in there because it will actually run into the sidewall. So you can just flip it over, turn it around, and then this piece comes out itself. Now, since we have this apart, we will look inside there. There's really nothing else to take out. There's a pin here. That's part of the gas system, and then there's a pin here that will release this, but you should never really have to do that. But while we're on this, I'm going to go ahead and, since we have all this stuff here, I'm just going to go ahead and clean this all up, give it a little bit of lubrication as well. So you guys know me, man, I really do like the Shooter's Lube for the solvent. It just works really well. Does a great job at breaking down all of the gunk that gets built up in these things. And actually, technically, I guess technically we could remove the extractor as well by knocking out this pin. I am not going to do that just because, number one, I don't want to have anything go wrong with that, and number two, well, most people aren't going to need to replace an extractor. If in fact we did need to replace an extractor, we could always look you know, for another video, but I don't know. I'm not going to do it unless Black Aces wants to send me an extra extractor and pin so that I can show you guys how to do that. But overall, don't really need to go into that. So we're going to take that piece, we're going to wipe off our bolt face, we're going to clean off our firing pin, which is probably definitely going to be the dirtiest part of this entire setup. The spring, we're just going to be very careful. Don't want to stretch this in any way, so just really, I would just not wipe it hard at all. Our retainer, and then our pin. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys how I oil, and we'll use Shooter's Lube for this. I've already coated this in suppressor solutions, but just to kind of show you guys, you know, just a little bit of, like, a drop of oil right there from Shooter's Lube, and really, I mean, that's all you really need, is just enough to coat the metal. I mean, really, that is all you really need. Your firing pin, you know, you don't want to put a heavy coat of oil because it will attract dirt, right? I mean, oil does that. So, you know, this is one little drop is the minimum I could get out of that is what I did on there, right? So look at one drop and just kind of rub it in. It's enough. Maybe you want another drop on this side just because this is such a big piece. But, you know, just a hair, a skosh of stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and put this back together. So this is really simple. You'll see on this bolt face, there's this side, and then there's this side. We want this side to face up, just like that. Everybody see that on the camera? Let me make sure. Yep, right there. And then we're simply going to take this piece here, and you can see the line, and we're going to drop that line so it's right in line with the bolt face itself, right? Everybody see that? Okay, this is actually the top to my oil. Didn't want to get that confused. Then we're going to take our spring and we're going to run it right onto our firing pin. We're going to take our firing pin and stick it into this end, and we're just going to shove it straight through, compressing everything back up the way that it was, right? Everybody see that? And then, to be honest, I'm going to probably put one drop in here just to make sure that this always gets nice and lubricated. And then we're just going to simply push this back in. You'll know it's in far enough when this doesn't pop out the back. And then, to be quite honest, it does require just a little tap. You know, look, I mean, I'm barely hitting this thing with pliers, right? I just want to make sure that it's down in there so that it'll actually slide past the bolt, right, itself. So there you go, right? So now our spring tension is working, right? Our firing pin is working. So you'll know the firing pin's working because you can push this back and then push forward, and whoops, you can use this. Push forward like the hammer would hit it, and there you can see the firing pin come out the end of the bolt face, right? So then explosion happens, firing pin drops, this rolls back, ejector grabs shell, throws it out of gun. There you go. So if you guys have any other questions about any of the Black Aces tactical stuff that I've brought to you, by all means, just drop a comment down below. I am more than happy to show you guys how to take these apart and do your maintenance, cleaning them, the whole 9 yards, and get you guys back on the road with shooting your Black Aces. So till next time, be good to each other. God bless.